Assalamualaikum. My name is Khairunnisa binti Ahmadi from class M1 BA23228A. My matric number is 2021468718.
Introduction of the company. First, Telekom Malaysia Berhad. Telekom Malaysia Berhad is Malaysia's leading integrated telco and the country's national connectivity and digital infrastructure provider, aiming to enable digital Malaysia by providing a comprehensive suite of communication services and solutions in fixed telephone and broadband, mobility, content, Wi-Fi, cloud, data center, cyber security, IoT, and smart services. In a highly competitive environment, the aim is driven by stakeholder value creation and places emphasis on delivering an enhanced customer experience through continuous customer service, quality improvement, and innovation while focusing on increased operational efficiency and productivity. As the enabler of digital Malaysia, the aim has been and will continue to be at the forefront of the nation's telecommunication technology evolution. It serves as Malaysia's communication backbone and an ASEAN digital hub with the most extensive convergence connectivity network and digital infrastructure. The aim is committed to serving a more digital lifestyle and society as well as digital businesses and government. Vision and mission. Vision of Telekom Malaysia is to make life and business easier for a better Malaysia. For their mission is we deliver life made easier to customer through converged lifestyle communication experience to business by collaborating with the sporting then with integrated solution to the nation by supporting socio-economic development through education, innovation and social initiative. Second, Celcom Axiata Berhad. Celcom, a member of the Axiata Group of companies, has been the first mobile operator in Malaysia since 1988. Celcom has the best 2G, 3G and 3.5G coverage, covering 98% of populous area, while its 4G coverage reached 76% of the population. Celcom, which serves 9.7 million customers, think that embracing digitization, talent, innovation, and operational excellence will be the key to creating amazing client experience. Celcom is a proud partner of 6 mobile virtual network operator MVNOs, providing roaming services to over 462 network partners in 179 countries. Celcom is the only mobile operator in the world to have grown for 31 consecutive quarters, and its revenue in 2013 was the highest in history at RM 8.0 billion. Celcom ranked first in Net Promoter Score among Malaysia's top 3 operators in an independent national survey, while complaint resolution performance has met or exceeded expectations. Vision and mission of Celcom. Vision. Celcom brand vision is about pleasing our customer and exceeding their expectation. For their mission, to delight the customer, to build a profitable enterprise that maximizes investor return, to empower development and reward our people, to become Malaysia's preferred employer, to build win-win relationship with all our business partners based on mutual trust, respect and support, to work to bridge the digital divide, to build our nation and to enhance its standing abroad, to maintain the highest level of the transparency, integrity and professionalism. Financial ratio analysis. The practice of comparing the relationship or ratio between two or more items of financial data from a company financial statement is known as financial ratio analysis. It is mostly used to make comparable comparison over times and between firms or sectors. Analysis and interpretation of financial ratio. Financial ratio analysis is commonly utilized in 6 different contexts, which is liquidity, coverage, solvency, profitability, efficiency, and market prospect are the factors to consider. It's vital to remember that financial ratio can only be accurately understood if the financial statement on which they are based follow the same set of accounting rules. This ensures that the underlying general ledger account correspond to the same financial statement line items at all times. A review of the most important financial ratio. Here's a rundown of the many forms of financial ratio analysis and the key financial ratio that are utilized in them. Trend analysis. First, from Telekom Malaysia Berhad. The liquidity ratio, we could interpret it as the current ratio increased from 2018 to 2019 but slightly decreased in 2020. But the company still could pay off their current obligation. For the quick ratio, they also increased from 2018 to 2019 but slightly decreased in 2020. But the company still have ability to pay their current obligation with the most liquid asset. For the activity ratio, we could interpret it as for average collection period, it looks like the company have poor management at debt collection. For the total asset turnover, it is the same from 2018 to 2020. The company have a good ratio indicate better efficiency in managing its total assets. For the leverage ratio, we could interpret it as debt ratio increased from 2018 to 2019 but slightly decreased in 2020. The long-term debt ratio decreased from 2018 to 2020. The higher the ratio, the greater the debt level. A higher ratio is less desirable as its higher risk. For the profitability ratio, we could interpret this as return on investment increase from 2018 to 2020. The higher the ROI, the better or more effective is the company in generating net profit using total asset. Return on equity increased from 2018 to 2020. At the higher the ROE, the better is the company in generating net profit using total equity. Continue for the Axiata Group Berhad. For the liquidity ratio, we could interpret it as the current ratio decreased from 2018 to 2019 but increased in 2020. The company may have problem meeting its short-term obligation. For the quick ratio, there decreased from 2018 to 2019 but increased in 2020 and may not be able to fully pay off its current liability and obligation in the short terms. For the activity ratio, we could interpret it as from average collection period, it looks like the company have great management at debt collection. For the total asset turnover, it is the same from 2018 to 2020. The company have a good ratio, indicates better efficiency in managing its total assets. For the leverage ratio, we could interpret it as debt ratio increase from 2018 to 2019 but slightly decreased in 2020. The long-term debt ratio decreased from 2018 to 2019 but increased back in 2020. The higher the ratio, the greater the debt level. A higher ratio is less desirable as it higher risk. And lastly, profitability ratio. We could interpret it as return on investment increased from 2018 to 2019 and decreased in 2020. The higher the ROI, the better or more effective is the company in generating net profit using the total asset. For the return on equity increased from 2018 to 2019 and decreased in 2020. The higher the ROE, the better is the company in generating net profit using total equity. Cross-sectional analysis. Based on the chart above, Telekom Malaysia Berhad have enough current asset to meet their current obligation, while Axiata Group Berhad doesn't have enough current asset to meet their current obligation. It shows that Telekom Malaysia is better in managing their asset and current obligation. Furthermore, ability to collect debt. It looks like Axiata Group Berhad have great management at debt collection than Telekom Malaysia Berhad. As the average collection period, Axiata Group Berhad have less day than Telekom Malaysia Berhad. Moreover, the total asset turnover, both companies have same ratio indicate how well the firm used its fixed asset to generate sales. In addition, the debt ratio for both companies also high, and Axiata Group Berhad had a slightly higher amount of debt than Telekom Malaysia Berhad. A higher ratio is less desirable as it's a higher risk. As the higher the ratio, the greater the debt level. Other than that, long-term debt ratio of Telekom Malaysia Berhad could be seen slightly higher than Axiata Group Berhad. Just like debt ratio, the higher the ratio, the greater the debt level. A higher ratio is less desirable as it a higher risk. Additionally, return on investment for Telekom Malaysia Berhad is higher than Axiata Group Berhad. A higher ratio indicates the higher ability of the firm to obtain profit from the given level of asset, and Telekom Malaysia Berhad have the ability to obtain profit from their asset more than Axiata Group Berhad. Lastly, return on equity. Telekom Malaysia Berhad also have a higher return on equity percent than Axiata Group Berhad. A higher ratio indicates the higher ability of the firm to obtain profit from the given level of equity, and Telekom Malaysia Berhad also have the ability to obtain profit from their equity more than Axiata Group Berhad. Conclusion. To conclude, from the financial ratio analysis that had been done, it could be said that Telekom Malaysia Berhad is better in managing their financial than Axiata Group Berhad, as the trend analysis and cross-sectional analysis shows the data of both companies, where Telekom Malaysia Berhad have greater financial data than Axiata Group Berhad based on the data of the past 3 years. For example, Telekom Malaysia Berhad have higher and stable amount of current and quick ratio that could pay off their current obligation, unlike Axiata Group Berhad, where the amount of current and quick ratio was less than 1, that could make the company struggling to pay off the current obligation. In addition, if there any investor wants to invest in a company, Telekom Malaysia Berhad would be chosen as they have more stable financial background than Axiata Group Berhad. Additionally, from the trend analysis, there is room improvement for Axiata Group Berhad in the year of 2020 that could make the company financial statement improve, as could be seen in the trend analysis where there is decrease in 2019 but increase back in 2020. Lastly, based on the analysis that has been made, it can be concluded that some companies have faster improvement while there are some companies need longer time to determine their improvement. Lastly, a recommendation. The recommendation that could be suggested in identify the industry value chain analysis. The sequence of operation involved in the creation, manufacture, and distribution of the firm's product and services. In this tab, technique like Porter 5 forces or economic attribute analysis are commonly used. Next, consider the nature of the firm's product service, include its distinctiveness, profit margin, brand loyalty, and cost control. Factors including supply chain integration, geographic diversification, and sector diversification should also be taken into account. Moreover, examine the improvement financial statement in light of the applicable accounting rules. Issues including recognitions, value, and categorizations are important to consider while evaluating balance sheets account. The fundamental question is whether this balance sheet accurately reflects the firm's financial situation. The most important things to remember when reviewing the income statement is to analyze the quality of earning as a true reflection of the firm's economic performance. The impact of the firm's liquidity positions from its operation, investment, and financial activities over the period may be seen in the statements of cash flow, which shows where funds come from, where they went, and how the firm's overall liquidity was affected.